Hey, my name is Perry Sauter, your friendly neighborhood mangaka in the making and manga reviewer, making a manga review for you today. It's been a minute since I uploaded a video, like 4 months, and I'm really sorry about that. I really need to get on the ball with these reviews. But anyway, today, this is going to be my first time reviewing a single manga chapter. Usually, I kind of review the whole volume and maybe a little bit of the series of what I've read of it. And I usually do go over like the first chapter of said first volume, but I don't have a volume to go off of. As of this recording, there's only 4 chapters out. And this is the first chapter of part 2 of Chainsaw Man. That's right. Chainsaw Man has a part 1 and part 2, and part 1 ended with spoilers, Denji defeating Makima, who is the villain of part 1. And here, things are a little bit different because as of the 4 chapters I've read so far, it is becoming increasingly more apparent that Denji is not the main character of part 1. Of part 2, but rather we're getting a new character who is kind of the surrogate protagonist of part 2. But anyway, we're opening up with a scenario in a typical Japanese classroom, but of course this takes place in the world of devils, in the Chainsaw Man world. And they just straight up have a devil in the classroom, and he introduces himself as Bucky, and he gives these really stupid puns. I'm excited to befriend you all. And my first thought upon this is an extremely bad idea. Devils are not, inhabit this world, and they don't have the best of reputations. I mean, they eat people. And as it's later explained, this is a rather weak devil, and they're like supposed to befriend this devil and kill it at the end of the semester school year. And that seems pretty messed up. On top of just having a devil in a classroom as a pet, it seems already messed up because like what's keeping this devil from killing everybody? And I knew a gut punch was coming in this chapter, and I thought it was going to be, oh, this devil is going to turn out to be evil. This isn't a good devil like he's pretending to be. He's just pretending to befriend everybody just to betray and kill the whole classroom. And then that's when the main character, this chick, she doesn't like devils. Everybody is a fan of Bucky except this chick who is the new main uh, protagonist and of part 2, but will be the antagonist to Chainsaw Man. As you'll find out a little bit later. And she thinks this is a bad idea. She doesn't like this devil in the classroom. Chainsaw Man is genius because of what's going to happen, but basically, in true Shonen Jump fashion, obviously this character is going to be the new Shonen protagonist instead of Denji. And like a true underdog, she is pretty lonely and doesn't appear to have any friends, and no one appears to, I guess, really like her. And she seems quite jealous of the camaraderie of her classmates. We get a lot of this surreal humor that we get from Chainsaw Man, where a devil, a monster, in the Chainsaw Man world that eats humans is just making puns in a classroom. Everyone is laughing comically at it. Some of that old Chainsaw Man insanity. And the class president, who appears to be befriending this main character, Asa, that's her name. Her name's Asa. So Bucky even mentions how weak he's here. Buck, I'm so weak a stray cat could execute me. More terrible puns. And so finally, the moment of truth comes, and for the class to kill Bucky. And they all stand up together and say, we've decided we won't eat Bucky. We living things, we can't deny that, but Bucky isn't a chicken or a devil to us anymore. Bucky is our friend. This is coming from the class president who has befriended Asa. And she's just like, what? What is going on? And see, I thought the gut punch was going to happen after this. where Bucky's gonna try to be evil and he's gonna be like, "You fools, you spared me, and now it will be your undoing." Uh, but that isn't really what happens. Asa is kind of lonely while everyone else is playing with Bucky, and Asa Mitaka, come out of your shell and play soccer with me. Bucky introduces himself to her. He's like, and she's like shocked. My name, but only class president and teacher ever remember my name. Oh, I see. I was jealous of them. And then the real gut punch comes. She falls on Bucky, and Bucky is dead. She is already standoffish to the rest of her classmates, so now no one is ever going to like her again. Uh, and of course, she does not want to go back to school. So the teacher and the class president come to get Asa to apologize to the class or something. And then here's where the real gut punch turns out. The class president, who has pretending to be Asa's friend, turns out to be a devil, or at least a fiend, or working with the devil. And apparently, she made a contract with the Justice Devil to find out how to reach her happy ending with Mr. Tanaka because she's in romantic relations with him, but I guess he likes Asa, and so uh, she needs her to die to get the happy ending. And then that's actually not the real gut punch. Here's the real gut punch, and she says, "You know what? The Justice Devil said to me, trip her, she'll fall and crush Bucky." So this whole time, she didn't just trip and fall on Bucky because she was clumsy. No, she was tripped just when she was open up, ready to make friends with Bucky and everyone else, but turn her life around. Uh, it's revealed that no, she was tripped and it was ruined for her by someone else. It wasn't even her fault. And then she appears to be killed by the protagonist. But like an Attack on Titan fashion, uh, she finds a power, or rather, a power finds her in this devil taking the form of an owl. And so now she has become like our former protagonist, Denji, where she is not quite a devil and not quite a fiend, but a human and a devil, and makes Mr. Tanaka into a weapon. This is one of this devil's abilities that we'll find out. My name is War Devil. Die for my warm-up kill. And the just the War Devil can turn people and things into weapons. Well, people specifically, or living things. And I think this only works here because the teacher liked Asa, and so through a fight, the War Devil fights, kills, and then this is going to set the precedent for the rest of Chainsaw Man Part 2. And we get the War Devil's motivations here. Just you wait, Chainsaw Man. I'll make you vomit nuclear weapons back up. So instantly, we're getting a protagonist that is the complete opposite of Makima. Makima was a straight up devil who wanted to erase devils to using Chainsaw Man, because when Chainsaw Man ate a devil, devils aren't merely just monsters, but they represent the woes of mankind. And getting rid of things such as fear and death would actually literally get rid of fear and death in the real world, and would actually make the world a peaceful place. But Makima was evil because of her methods. She was the control devil, but here we have a devil who wants quite the opposite, to bring things back like nuclear weapons to make the world a worse place. But as we know, Asa has been roped into this and really wants nothing to do with any of this. And even though she didn't necessarily care for devils, she didn't hate them or want to go after them. But the War Devil has other plans, and so where the foil here, the parallels we have already drawn between Asa and Denji is Denji made a contract with Pochita or Chainsaw Man, the Chainsaw Devil, where they work together. But here, Asa is gonna unwillingly have to work with um, the War Devil, akin to something like how Shinichi has to work with Migi in Parasite, which is like another. It was a horror shonen manga. If you've never read that, but it's more like that, and so I'm looking really forward to this because, as we know, something is only first chapter, and messed up things have already happened with Bucky and the reveal of the class president, and now this whole situation also finds herself in, and so far nothing too messed up has happened in the chapters that I've read as of this recording, but I expect by the end of part two that will not be the case because at the end of part two, a lot of messed up things happen. So far, Denji has not made an appearance, and I suspect even though he is quote unquote main character of Chainsaw Man, um, he is probably going to be the antagonist as this. Even though the War Devil may be a villain, she is obviously the protagonist, or rather, her and Asa are, and and her goal is like, uh, she knows. This is from the next chapter. She knows Chainsaw Man is a student at the school, but doesn't know who he is, doesn't know that Chainsaw Man is Denji, basically, and that wants to find him. And so she's gonna go through the typical shonen protagonist thing, finding her nakama, her friends, and have to work her way up, because she's not as powerful as she could be. And but just like more gut punches are coming, especially with what the War Devil can do, because they can turn people into weapons. And I imagine Asa, when she makes friends with her nakama, she isn't gonna want to make them into weapons, but may have to, or may be forced against her will to, because of the War Devil. And we don't know what's gonna happen when she actually finds Denji. Are they gonna fall in love like so many times Denji has so many times in the past, or are they gonna have? Uh, are we gonna grow attached to Asa only for Chainsaw Man to kill her and rip her away from us? What is gonna happen? I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. This is great. I probably won't. Maybe after the volume completes, I'll do another review. Leave me a comment if you enjoyed this and if you want to see more reviews, more chapter reviews, or just volume reviews. I kind of want to stick to volume reviews, but if the tide turns, that may change things. Anyway, it's been swell. This has been Paris Hotter. Have a good rest of your day.